Hey sippers,
Hey sippers, welcome back.
to another episode of Tea and Champagne Podcast.
Hey girl.
Hey girl, cheers. We got the champagne
We
today.
do. We do. We got the
Ah,
bottle. And
yeah,
y'all, we taking shots.
we taking
Just a
shots.
little bit.
Yeah,
Shout out to these medicine cups that we found in the man cave. Because as you can see, we're back in the man cave.
yeah. This is the set,
Found a little bottle of Don Julio.
Yep, we not gonna echo Fulio
We're
though.
not going We're just taking a little shot, not too much. Just to warm up the night,
Yeah,
It's been a little minute since I guess we had another one-on-one episode. Y'all
yeah.
saw me on I feel like the hot seat for a moment when I was talking about transitions.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're flipping the table, and I'm gonna talk to Lenah about transitions today.
Yeah.
So if y'all enjoyed that episode, you're gonna enjoy this one. So stay tuned. Lenah, do you want to get into what we're drinking today? What do we have on
Yeah.
the menu?
So we are testing, or we are drinking a a bottle that we hadn't had in a while. It's called Freixenet, I think, but
Sounds French.
it is a Cordo Negra Burt. So
Ooh, it's a
you know
is it
what?
a brute?
It is a brute.
Oh,
I said
okay.
Burt. It's a brute, but I need
Okay.
to know the difference between a brute
Mhm.
and prosecco and then
Mhm.
champagne.
Well, I know champagne literally comes from Champagne.
Okay.
Champagne, France, I think.
So it's a
It's a
city.
place.
Oh,
Like
okay.
Champagne is a
A location.
location.
Okay.
So if it was not um made in that area, it's considered sparkling wine, I think.
Right.
Which I think is what La Marca is considered. I don't think they call that champagne because I don't think it's from Champagne.
Well, I thought La Marca was considered prosecco. So is prosecco considered sparkling wine?
You know what? We need an expert on here.
Yeah.
Don't
Okay.
ask don't ask me to be factual about that. But when you Google La Marca, it says sparkling wine is the category that it's in.
Okay.
So I put that in the sparkling
Yeah,
wine
we'll get
category.
NECA on the
And
pod.
champagne is in France. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get NECA on the pod and see where she can educate us in that category because I don't know the difference. And then because if it's sparkling, I'm thinking it's all, but they have different categories. But anyways,
Yeah,
this is good.
it is. It is. It smells good. It has
Yeah.
a great aroma. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to get into that.
Yes.
And as y'all saw, then we're also doing Don Julio.
Dahlia. So yeah, let's go ahead and take these shots.
Okay,
Unless you want to
cheers.
do it before we get into the
No, let's
let's
do it
do it now.
now.
Yeah. Because I'll probably
Cheers.
say something out the way.
Cheers to Saturday night
Cheers to, yeah,
vibes.
Saturday night vibes.
And cheers for y'all joining us. And
Yes.
again, you can always join us. Just
Yes, you
email
can.
us, DM us. We have people on. We're going to have someone on really soon, so stay tuned. Y'all have actually a few people on really soon, so stay
We've
tuned.
had a lot of people that are very interested in
Yeah,
being on our
because it's
show.
fun.
Yeah.
Y'all, literally, this podcast is all about just having fun and just
Yeah.
having good vibes. We're not trying to tell you how to live your life. We're not trying to
No.
talk about philosophy
We're
and
not
why
trying to
things
tell you how to
are
date
the way
either.
they are. No. We're not trying to do any of that. We just like to talk.
Yeah, general
General
conversation.
conversation. We
Yeah.
like to relax, relate, release.
Yeah.
So, cheers to that.
Okay, yeah. Let's
Let's do
relax.
it.
What you say? Relax,
Relax, relate,
relate, and release.
release.
Okay.
All right. Mmm. That's
That was
tequila, but it's
smooth.
smooth.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. It's
I
nice.
thought that was gonna have some bite to it.
Nah,
That
girl.
is, what is this?
This is Don Julio, but it's Resposado.
Oh, I think one of the blush girls said that that's
Yeah,
their
this is their
favorite.
go-to.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I can see why, because it's very
It's very
smooth.
smooth. And
Very smooth.
when we had our 1 year
Very cutesy.
anniversary episode, yeah,
Very
very
demure.
cutesy. Very intentional. When we had our 1 year episode, and I don't see any bottles of it in here right now, which is interesting because I did buy him a bottle for like his birthday or something.
Mm.
You remember that bottle though? It was like curvy.
It was a beautiful bottle.
It was smooth as well, and that
Yeah.
was like a reposado that was really really good.
So that's like a category of
It's another
tequila.
category of tequila.
Okay.
I'm learning that,
Yeah.
and yeah, yeah.
This is a lot of alcohol that I've been intaking for the last couple of weeks. I haven't been really drinking,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
to taste that and
And not
it was
feel
no
away.
bite. That was
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, because I'm never going back to like Patron Silver or anything like that. Or
Mm.
Patron in general. I'm cool on Patron.
Yeah, I'm cool on that too.
Okay, well, cheers to our shots
Yeah.
and cheers to this beautiful brute.
Yep. Brute.
And you have a Black Business of the Week?
I
Want to shout out?
do. Yes. So I want to give a shout out to Crown in Heights. The business owner, her name is Sassy, and we actually had her on our Glass Street Block Party episode, and she gave us some crowns. Her story about her being a musician and then transitioning into a creator and making these wonderful headpiece accessories. It's very inspiring because sometimes we have those dreams, and this is right on target with this topic with life
Mm-hmm.
transitions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she had a dream to be a musician, and that didn't work out. So she picked up herself, her confidence, and learned about her worth and created these headpieces, and she's been taking off ever since. So thank you, Sassy. We will put her information in the description, but the Black owned business is Crown and Heights.
Yes, I appreciate her business. My mom appreciates her business,
Yeah.
as we know, and my little sister. They have spent like a few occasions with her getting multiple crowns.
Hmm.
And I do think crowns lift you up. I think that's a
Yeah.
beautiful concept that she's actually like partnering with corporations. Like she had
In
a partnership
hospitals.
with the hospital,
Yeah.
um, and she's out on tour with other opportunities. So there are a
Mhm.
lot of people interested in what she does on a larger scale. So
Yeah.
she's doing her thing. Y'all look her up.
Yeah. So
It's good quality work. A lot of people are
yeah.
interested.
And she's a nice
And
lady.
she is a
Very
nice lady,
kind.
very warm,
Yeah.
very relatable.
Mhm.
So, cheers.
Yeah.
Good
Listen.
business.
Cheers to Sassy.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
I almost cheers and was about to take a shot.
Well, we're gonna get into we'll get into our episode, but I do want to pay another quick shout out to Chattanooga Business Elite.
Mhm.
I know that we've been shouting them out a few times, and we're going to continue because it's nomination season
Award season.
and it's
Yep.
award season,
Yep.
and they have posted all the nominees. And so now it is your chance
Mhm.
to actually vote. So if you want the opportunity to get the person that you spend your money on or that you aspire to work with or that you want to support, we have an opportunity through Chattanooga Business Elite to vote for them.
Mhm.
Um, I'm going to go straight to their site and just tell you everything that they're about with the BEC Awards because the nominees is for the BEC Awards for 2025 and they want you to recognize and celebrate all the outstanding contributions of business owners, entrepreneurs, and professionals who are making a meaningful impact in our community. So just take a moment to go to their site. It's chatbusinesselite.com and you see a list of categories. It's as simple as just going to the website. It'll be plain as day, vote now. So just click there. And when you see the list of categories, click on all your favorite ones. And then you just click on them, put your email, and submit. And you have until November 30th to do so. And if you're nominated, don't forget to vote for yourself.
Mhm.
Don't forget to vote for yourself. Don't forget to share the link and invite other people to vote for you and campaign for what you want to support.
Yeah.
Because again, they're good for our economy. All of these businesses are good for commerce on a local scale, on a diverse scale. So I'm going to continue to advocate for what Chattanooga Business Elite is trying to accomplish with the award season,
Yep.
especially since we're nominees
Yeah.
for the second time. And,
Yeah.
you know, it was an honor to be nominated last year. It
Yeah.
was an even bigger honor to win. So we hope that you guys vote for Tea and Champagne. But of course, there's several talented podcasters to also vote for.
Yeah.
So vote for your favorite. But we also hope your favorite is us. And it'd be great to win a
Yeah.
second year in a
We would
row.
like to win again.
But it's an honor to just be considered and to be
Yeah.
amongst all the great podcasts.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody in our category.
Shout out to everybody, and shout out to everybody that nominated us and the
Thank
sippers.
you. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we had a good time last year being on the black carpet
We
and
did.
speaking with everyone, and it's just, honestly, I feel like our podcast was kind of birthed out of the BET Awards
I do too.
because we
Announced it.
announced it as
Yeah.
we were presenting.
I know. We just kind of took the stage for a moment
Yeah.
and did a shameless plug.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad we did
Yeah,
that
and
because they appreciated it, I think.
yeah, they did. Well, yeah, I
Because
think.
they asked us to come on and like VJ the black carpet. And
Yeah,
that was an awesome opportunity as
yeah,
well. We were honored to talk to some esteemed individuals
yeah,
that night. So that was great. And I feel like the block party at Glass Street kind of gave us some of those vibes back.
yeah. I just,
So,
speaking, and we ran into some more people that were on the black carpet again, like Councilman Cool Ride. And
yes.
yeah, it was just fun asking questions, and we had a good time.
It was a good time. Again, back to just
And
having fun.
and shout out to Boundless Era for inviting us to be a part of the Glass Street Block Party. That was last weekend, and we had so much fun. And thank you, everyone, who graced our podcast that weekend. We will actually be at the Boundless Era Part 2.
Yes. Who is Era?
Who is Era
Yeah.
Celebration. I'm sorry, I didn't want to mess up their name or the title of the event.
Yeah.
But we will be at that event at the Bohemian Village next week. So if y'all are, attending that event, you'll see us there too.
Yeah. That's going to be Saturday, November the 16th. So if you're listening to this episode after November 16th, it's already passed. But the footage will be recorded. So just play it back. But yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. And thank you, Era, for always looking out for us.
Yes. Thank you. We appreciate the support. We appreciate the support. We appreciate the support. We cannot say that enough because we honestly just went in as two friends and best friends catching up. And literally just recording our catch ups.
Yeah.
So I love that this resonates with y'all.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank y'all, sippers.
Okay, so we're gonna get into our episode. Lenah, you are in the hot seat, my friend.
Dun, dun, dun.
Get ready. I cannot wait to get your take on how you flipped it on me last time. But listen, you have been a rock star these past couple of seasons. And I think to talk about transitions, we can't not bring you into the conversation because I feel like you have been the most real person with navigating, experiencing, transitioning life. I mean, people go through transitions, and sometimes I see people, let it impact their lives in a negative way while it bleeds into other people.
I'm trying to get comfortable.
And I don't think with how you've been navigating your transitions, I don't think you've let it bleed into other people. And I don't think your experience had a negative impact on anyone around you. I feel like you've been battling it or experiencing it or overcoming your challenges and still being a light to everybody else. Like, I feel like you've still been a support system to me, to your family. I see you supporting your mom, your nephew, and whatever hurdles we're going through, like, you're still like showing up in a positive way for others. So I just wanted to commend you on that because that is hard. That is hard. People go through things and, it's kind of like, fuck everybody else. I'm going through shit right now. Y'all just gonna have to forgive me. And you don't do that for, maybe you might have I don't know if you have moments where you feel like you are. I don't see it. And so if you do, it's not long term. And I've seen it with other people where it is long term.
Well, yeah.
And you know, I feel like that's something I wanted to highlight because that's a
Oh,
part of
thank
transitioning.
you.
Transitioning doesn't always just fall on you. Sometimes it's about other people around you going through those transitions with you.
Okay.
And I think that's commendable when you can go through that and still be a light to the people around you. But it's also okay to not focus on other folks and to just
Yeah.
focus on yourself. I think that's healthy too, because if they're real, they'll understand.
Well, you got a question? Because I was going to go into that. I feel like you don't see it, but there are days where I have really, really, really bad days. And when those days happen, I just call my therapist, or I'll see if I can schedule a session with her.
Okay. Well, yeah, let me get into the questions because we're going to come back to that.
Okay.
Absolutely going to get into that. So, we're going to get into an icebreaker. And Lena, if you
Hmm.
could go back into
Oh,
any transitional period in your life, which would it be and why?
I think it would be back in my 20s, my early 20s, or that college, that transition from high school to college. I think I would go back there. I wanted to be involved in a lot of activities during that time. But I spent a lot of time in my room because I was just shy. Um, it was a big transition to move to a new state. Well, excuse me, a new city. It was just Nashville. But and being in at Tennessee State University, like these kids were from everywhere, like Detroit, Chicago, Memphis, of course, California. Like kids were from everywhere, and it really was like a different world.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was just getting to know everyone, and when you go to college, like when you think I had low self esteem, but when you think you're that girl in high school in Chattanooga,
Yeah.
and you're succeeding in high school here, meeting someone from, Atlanta or, Wisconsin, somewhere, anywhere, it's a different shift, and it's like, oh, like this is way different from home.
Yeah.
So I think if I could go back to that time, I would try to, I would definitely tell little Lena or, 18, 19-year-old Lena that she is just fine who she is. She doesn't have to um, be afraid because it was a transition for all of those students during that time. And we were all trying to find ourselves and, just enjoy it, which I did, but I feel like I really wish that I was more involved in college.
Listen, I'm glad you're candid with that because I think a lot of people can relate.
Mm,
And I'm glad that you pointed out that everyone was going through a transition and it's a great reminder. Like, I wish
mhm,
that was a reminder that I even considered for myself because I too was not the most extroverted person in
mhm,
college. Um, Especially that first year, I feel like in the beginning, um I wanted to do more than I did. You know, if
mhm,
I could go back, I probably would do a whole lot more.
mhm,
Especially that first year. That second, third year, life changed because I was having children, but that first year I didn't have any kids.
mhm,
And so, you know, to be reminded we're all kind of navigating the same types
mhm.
of emotions. Other people are just maybe masking it better
Yeah,
or differently,
yeah.
just to be reminded about that, I think is good and it's healthy to have that mindset. And that was just your first year, but you were there as a sophomore too.
I did. Well, those feelings kind of they did like they grew. They
Yeah,
grew.
yeah,
I would definitely go back to that time during because I think I had a boyfriend during that time
okay,
that was still in Chattanooga my freshman year,
yeah.
and he cheated on me. So that kind of fucked with my confidence.
Okay. Okay.
My sophomore year to my junior year. So after my first boyfriend cheated on me, I dated somebody else in college, and he was. I know I told y'all about my jailbird boyfriend, Smiley. Um. So yeah, I dated him, and he was like an awful boyfriend, and that interfered with like schoolwork and things, and
Okay.
so I just had a rough time being confident in school, doing schoolwork, doing homework, being on schedule. Like I would show up for class, but I wouldn't do my classwork. Like I wouldn't do my homework and stuff like that. I don't know. But it took a while for me to like grasp college.
Mm-hmm.
It just
Mm-hmm.
took me a long time, but I think one of my hardest transition seasons, like when my sister passed away, I think that's when I just recognized like life, because that happened while I was in college. But I think I've realized like life is short,
Mm-hmm.
so I wanted to go back to school and finish what I started, and just try because
Mm-hmm.
we're only here for on borrowed time. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, good,
Mhm.
good. I'm going to still wrap that into what the icebreaker was asking, and it being a favorite transition of yourself, that college
Oh,
transition.
a favorite. Well, yeah, I guess
Well, no, no,
that
no,
was
no, no. Maybe not a
probably
favorite. It said if you could go back to any transition period.
okay.
I'm sorry. So, yes, I'm still going to wrap that as a gem
Yeah,
on why you would go back to that, because
yeah.
I feel like
Because those
that's
those 20s were ghetto.
they are.
Ooh, that was
They are
rough.
ghetto, and I'm also going to take a gem from your sentiment of life being short and letting that motivate you to go get what you were
Mhm.
qualified to get. Like, you went back to school, you got your degree, you completed full circle what you aspired to do out of college. And it may not have been traditional to what people want to say is traditional, but you did what you wanted to do when you could do it. And I think that's
Hmm.
still based on how you navigated your transition. Like, you,
I will say this.
what?
I will say that during that time of transition, like that journey, that was more fun than the actual reward or success on the other side of that, because
Okay.
that hope that I had, or that drive, or the innocence that I carried during that time, it was like a drive, or it gave me a lot of fire to complete school,
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted to get a good job and get a
Mm-hmm.
good career and work in this industry.
Mm-hmm.
So, that energy and the long nights that I stayed up during school and, going back and things, to me, that was more fun than actually receiving the reward, because once I got to this industry,
Mm-hmm. It wasn't.
it's not what I thought it would be.
Okay. All right.
And okay.
Well,
And that is why I'm in this transition season right now.
there we go. And so we're going to use that to transition to our next
Okay.
question. Um, what are the key changes happening in your life right now?
Hmm. So much has changed from last year until now. Well, the main key changes, I worked for a news station for 3 years, and I'm no longer involved with that station. And like I said, getting into that industry, in the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, it was so fun. Once I got the job, got the role, I was so hungry to learn everything about it. But it was a very stressful industry. It's media, and you can't really um, you you can cut it off, but being in the field for 3 years, like it lives with you, you know, because you spend most of your time there. So doing that, I had to, I just, it was very stressful, and I had came to a point of where I was between my mental health and work,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to take better care of myself. So I just decided to resign from the job. But that's one key change. The next transition or the key change is my residence.
Yeah.
I moved out of my apartment to another location, and
Mm-hmm.
that is different.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other three changes is that I am still looking for a job. And
Mm-hmm.
I have left the company for probably 2 months or 1 month. And I have been on the job search for the beginning of the year from since January all the way up until now. And I still haven't found anything yet. So um when I'm around you and the girls, it probably does seem like, okay, well, Lena is positive. She still shows up and everything. But when I'm not around y'all, I get weary and I get discouraged because it's taking longer than what I expected. And then I think about how hard I worked to go back to school and to gather this experience, and thinking that working for a news station would give me a lot of experience to work in communications or marketing, and just my area of field, my area of career, and I have not gotten that. Sometimes I feel like I'm underqualified. Sometimes I feel like I'm overqualified for the positions that I've been applying for. Sometimes I feel like I'm not good enough, and I've had a lot of interviews, and I make it to the second round. I make it to, and I just still haven't gotten a job. And, I've cried to my parents about it. I've cried to my therapist about it. I've been as transparent with you as I could, but I have bad days. I
Mm-hmm.
have really bad days. I try to go to the gym to alleviate a lot of that stress. Um, I try to connect with the things that are more meaningful to me,
Mm-hmm.
which is my relationships that I have with my family and my friends, and kind of use that as positivity to
Mm-hmm.
to fuel me, to keep me grounded.
Mm-hmm.
But it does get discouraging. It really does.
I know. I know. I know. I know that you're a light around us. And I
Mm,
say that because you are. But I also know that when you have time with yourself, that's not going to be the case all the time.
mhm,
I can't relate to you because your experiences are your experiences. I can
mhm,
only relate to you in a way that my experiences mirror as best as they can,
mhm,
because before I had before I had the position I have now, before I had that opportunity,
mhm,
I too was going through about 6 months of transition,
mhm,
leaving a job that I was at for over a decade. And this is about Lena. I don't mean to take the spotlight off of Lena, but I'm just going to quickly say this, that I feel you, because I was under 6 months of figuring
mhm,
the fuck.
mhm,
Literally just figuring the fuck.
mhm.
Like, I don't even know if it was like figuring out me, figuring out um, what I'm qualified for, figuring out finances, figuring out what I like, figuring out what I don't like. I don't know. I
Yeah,
just spent 6 months figuring out what the fuck. Like,
yeah,
and I had to live in that. And yeah, I had to settle for a transitional job
yeah,
that I did not go to college for.
yeah,
And I
and
feel you on that. Like, when you graduate college, like the experience up to that point was more than actually the reward, because
mhm,
it's like you go, you get these advanced degrees and you think you're going to get this
Mm-hmm.
certain type
Any
of
job,
number
yeah,
and it don't
any
pan
pay,
out.
yeah, and it doesn't pan out that way, or
So,
you just don't even like the field.
yeah.
You don't like it.
So, I
Um,
feel you.
I will say, the transitional job that I did have, which I let go, and I think it was due to my ego and my pride because I'm like, I'm better than this. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'll qualify for something way better than this. And I used to cry about that too because I'm like, I know that I'm a great candidate. I've spent money on resume tailoring. I've gone to job career events, hiring events, excuse me, and I've been prepared. I prepare for interviews. So I'm not just sitting on my ass during this time. Like, I'm putting in the work. And this fucking transitional job is where I get hired at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And this is I don't feel like I'm better than anybody, but this is where I'm at right now, and I know I let it go, but and I shouldn't have. I will say this, I'm learning from that now, but I let it go because I let my ego and pride get the best of me. And now I'm learning from that mistake.
That's a balance though, trying to understand where do you draw the line between overcoming your ego and prioritizing your self-care and your mental health because you obviously were not happy. So it's kind
Yeah.
of like, why do I have to put up with being unhappy
Yeah,
and
to be an
subside
adult.
my ego to be an
Yeah.
adult? So it's like, thankfully, and this is going to transition into my next question.
Okay.
Thankfully, you're blessed in ways of support,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
You know, I think that's a heavy statement that you said that you were able to lean into family and lean into friends.
Mhm.
And I can get emotional to think about the people who are experiencing these types of transitions and don't have that.
Mhm.
Like, there's been periods where I could count, I think still I could count on one hand, like genuine friends.
Mhm.
But then there's been periods where it's like literally just family and I don't know what friends I could confide in. And then what if those people don't even have family? And it's
Mhm.
like you go through these transitions literally alone. And so for those people, I really feel for those individuals. But in your
Yeah.
case, I hope you
Yeah.
feel you have some support.
Yeah, I
And
do.
I want to ask you, what are those support systems that you have? Do you want to elaborate on any of that?
Yeah. Well, my parents, of course, first, and my place of residence is my parents' house. I ain't want to say that, but I'm just gonna let it go and
You
let
can
you know
edit
what
this
it
out if you
is.
want to. It's up to you.
But I mean,
We
my
could,
parents, of
yeah.
course, because I ain't staying on the street or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a blessing. So I would say my
Or no
parents.
abusive man, because
Yeah,
that's, you know.
that too. I have a place to lay my head. I have people, loving people that listen to me and allow me to cry and allow me to vent to them and want to be supportive. Um, if I ask for help, my parents have always been there for me, overall.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you, of course, you have been a great support system. I tell you everything. And even with this podcast, like, this is really what is keeping me going and keeping my sanity.
Good.
Because I feel like it's something that I need to show up for and do. And I take it seriously. I love it. I love creating. This is our baby, but I probably cuddle her a little
And
more.
I appreciate you for it. You don't know how much I appreciate you for
But
it.
um
Listen,
I feel
it
like
doesn't go
this is a
unnoticed.
part of my purpose.
Yeah.
So you showing up for it and our talks and Even what I really do miss, D, is our Friday dates that we would have together, going
Yeah.
to a new
Oh,
restaurant.
I know. Like for lunch or after hours.
Lunch.
Yeah, we need
Yeah.
to get that started
I miss
again.
that so much
Yeah,
because
yeah.
like D and I would pick a new restaurant and go
Yeah,
drink
yeah.
or go eat somewhere
And
new.
listen, and I started to ask you yesterday
I
if you
know.
wanted to
What
get
was I doing
lunch.
yesterday?
Girl, I had to
I was at the coffee shop yesterday.
yeah, I picked a salad up to go because I had to get Monet for something. Oh, shoot. Dang. We can edit this part out. This has nothing to do with the episode.
Okay.
But yeah, I missed that too.
Yeah, so like our bestie dates, our
Yeah,
Friday bestie dates,
we need to
getting
get that started.
espresso martinis,
Mm-hmm.
that's what we kind of did over the
We
summer, and
did.
that
Yeah.
was like I know I would look forward to Friday. I'm like, dang, okay, it's
No, I
Friday.
do too. That's
D
why I
and I
couldn't
about
wait
to
to go to
kick
happy
it.
hour on
Yeah,
Thursday. I couldn't
yeah,
wait.
yeah, because we hadn't did
Shoot,
it
I
in a
almost went
while.
on Wednesday.
Yeah. The host said that. He said, I thought y'all were coming on Wednesday. He said that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. I was like, I think somebody else did
I
too.
was
It was
ready.
you.
I was looking forward to it.
But
And yeah, we'll get that started again.
so you
Mm-hmm.
have definitely, I love you. You listen to me. I try not to show you too much of my like bad side, or my when I have really bad days or when I'm really down. But I'm pretty sure you'll see it one day. It's not that I'm trying to hide it. I just
No,
like to
absolutely.
be in a clear headspace. But I always tell you, like, if you sometimes you have invited me to things and I can tell you, D, no, or I'm doing this,
Yeah,
or I need a social break,
absolutely.
things like that. Like, I can tell you that and you don't feel no type of way. And I
Hell
appreciate that.
no.
You know how many people just
Get
get
offended.
offended because you don't
Yeah.
want to kick it with them.
Yeah.
So,
Y'all can tell me no at any time. It's
you
all
of
good.
course. And then like my other friends like Jaquise and
Yeah.
Haley and
Yeah.
Edwina, and I have a list of people that I can name, and I don't want to say everybody's name because I don't want to offend anyone that I feel like I can confide in, and definitely my cousin Sylvia,
Mm-hmm.
and spending time with her children.
Mm-hmm.
My nephew, of course, Carter is
Mm-hmm.
my superhero,
Mm-hmm.
and even when I told you I left that transition job, I quit on a Monday,
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday. I had to take him to school, and a part of me was just thinking like, I don't like that I quit that job so early because I don't want my nephew to think that when I drop him off at school, I'm just at home chilling,
Mm-hmm.
like chilling,
Yeah.
with no priorities or nothing to do.
Yeah.
So a part of me is like, you gotta do better because he's looking up to you. Like I'm helping my parents raise him, and that he really fuels me and keep me going. He is the next generation. So that's my baby. That's my nephew, and I love him so much, and I try to be a better woman and a better person because that's that's my baby. He's looking up to me. So yeah. So
I
yeah.
love that. I love that. That's a great I
Let
think
me
that's a
sip on that. Get a
I
little
think that's
emotional.
a great web of support
Mm-hmm.
and
In therapy.
oh God, yes.
Therapy.
Yes.
I'm an advocate for mental health, but my therapist gets in my ass,
Yeah.
like, and on good things, and then like the non-biased stuff. You know,
Well,
she holds me accountable.
yeah. And she's someone who wasn't raising you. She's coming in with
Yeah.
a clean slate with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is totally unbiased.
Mhm.
Um and it's okay if you're protective of when you have bad days. I understand. Like, I respect you for that. You do not have to feel the need to be always open with me. That's not necessary. That's not required. There's so many times where I don't do that.
Mhm.
And I keep that, reserved for alone time. That's
Mhm.
fine. And sometimes alone time's at home, sometimes it's in a bathroom stall at work.
Yep.
You know, like there's been a
Yeah.
number of times when I've had to just let it all out,
Yeah.
and it feels better, but that don't mean
Mhm.
I got to do it in front of everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but get it out however you want to get it out. So, with that being said,
Okay.
let's ask about new skills you want to create or develop during this transition. What do you want to grow skill wise, or what are you trying to nourish? You
I
know?
want to develop a new level of patience.
Okay.
I want to. And I say that because I'm an emotional being. And sometimes I let my emotions get the best of me and I react way different than logically, you
Okay.
know? So
Okay.
I definitely want to learn a new level of patience where I can hear logic versus how I feel inside. I think that's because it's funny because I can point out when somebody is being emotional and I'm not gonna lie, that's like my little superpower that I like to whip out and gaslight somebody about. Like,
Yeah.
yo, you being emotional, chill out, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
nobody wants to hear that they're being emotional. So
No.
not everyone wants to hear it. I don't care, but I want to gain a little bit more level of patience and just yeah, see things logically. The other thing is um a new skill during this trend. Yeah, I think patience is the only thing I can think of because I ain't gonna lie, them rejection emails that I've gotten, it makes me want to just kill everybody.
Yeah.
Not literally, but I want to like,
I know what you mean.
I want to do something dramatic so everybody can feel it,
Yeah. I understand.
So, I definitely will say, um, I definitely again will say, just learn a new level of patience.
Okay. So, have you created a routine to reflect, your new circumstances? Do you have a routine, and what are your
Yeah,
long-term goals for your new transition period?
um, I feel like I'm on the horizon of being a content creator,
Okay.
but I don't really want to accept that calling because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I was just telling Jaquise this other day. I said, friend, I think I'm about to be a content creator, but I don't want to do the work. I want to pay people to do it. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But maybe that's where God is taking me because the jobs ain't jobbing right now. They not hiring. So I don't know. But
Okay.
I just feel like what was the question again?
Well, I asked, have you created a routine, and what
Yes.
are your long-term
Okay,
goals?
I have created a little bit of a routine. So I've been going to like coffee shops to edit like the podcast
Okay.
or reels that I create and things too. And then my long-term goal is to get paid off of talent.
Yeah.
Get paid off of creation. I
Okay.
mean, I want to be well taken care of. I don't want to be out here like hustling all the damn Lord, like hustle like a healthy hustle,
Yeah.
but not like just you gotta wake up at 5 o'clock to be successful. Like that Steve Harvey rhetoric that you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I
That
know.
I don't wanna do that. I just wanna be taken care of. My long term goal is to take care of my nephew
Okay.
and whatever else God decides to bless me with, but he's gotta be taken care of first.
So, what are your fears or obstacles that you're facing, and how do you address those fears?
I don't feel like I have a lot of fears.
Okay,
Uh because I addressed that in therapy.
good,
So, it
good.
used to be just to fail, but now
Yeah.
I know if you don't try, then you're failing. So,
Oh, a word.
if you don't try, then
Preach.
you're failing. So,
Preach.
I don't necessarily. have too many fears. I
Mm-hmm.
think, the other thing is my parents, I'm very transparent with my parents and what's going on with me. And I was embarrassed about quitting that transition job so early because I was like, my parents, they're gonna be like, you just my parents don't cuss, but
Yeah.
you just don't give a fuck. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
And my mama was not like that. She knew that I didn't like that job.
Yeah.
She knew that it was out the ordinary. So she was just kind of like, my daddy probably had his other opinion because he's like, you don't quit a job before until you get something else.
Yeah.
But my mom was just like, it'll be okay, just she was introducing or reminding me of things that I might have said to her about, well, maybe I can do this during this time. Maybe I
Mm-hmm.
can be a substitute teacher during this time or something like
Yeah.
that. She was like reintroducing those thoughts that I had and during this transition. So I used to think my fear was to disappoint my parents. But now
Mm.
that they have been very supportive
Mm-hmm.
and recognize that I am grown and that
Mm-hmm.
I am human,
Mm-hmm.
um, I really won't be disappointing them. If anything, I'll be disappointing myself. So
Okay.
it used to be just disappointing my family, but I've gotten over that.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, what self-care practices have you been incorporating to help
Um,
navigate this
Now,
time?
see, this is what I do not like
Okay.
because I'm not working like I used to.
Okay.
My self care hasn't been on well, my materialistic things, because I used to like to get my foot massage, used to
Yeah.
like to get my pedicures, my nails done.
Yeah.
But I mean, like even with this whole election stuff, that day when we found out the results, I watched a Tubi movie.
Okay.
I watched something that made me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
I got off of social media. Um, my self care again is hanging out with my nephew, watching movies with him,
Mm-hmm.
and something positive right now. But it used to be my materialistic thing, like get my nails and I like just hair, nails, foot massage, all those things. Um, but right now I'm just kind of I gotta stack what I have. But right now it's really just finding a good movie to laugh to and spending time with people that I love, like y'all, and talking with y'all.
Okay. So, to close out our episode,
Okay.
we're going to end with, how do you celebrate your small victories during this transition? I know you have
Hmm.
your self care with pampering yourself, but what are other ways you celebrate small victories?
Eating out.
Yes, I
I'm
love
a
it.
foodie. Eating
Yes,
out. Finding a new restaurant to go
yeah.
to, or drinking a matcha latte.
Oh,
Cause that
yes.
is my I love them things so much.
Yeah.
A good one.
Treat yourself.
Yeah, going to a new coffee shop and
Mm-hmm.
trying out their matcha lattes. But I will say you can't do that for everyone. I went to one coffee shop and that matcha latte was disgusting and I was
Mm.
disappointed.
You
But
have a
yeah.
favorite place for a matcha latte?
Sleepyhead Coffee has good ones,
Ooh, y'all heard it.
and I don't like Velos. It's not sweet. But
Okay. Sleepyhead in
Starbucks.
Chattanooga, shout out.
Starbucks.
I do like Starbucks matcha
Yeah.
lattes. Shout out
Yeah.
to Starbucks. Well, thank you for your candor.
No
You were
problem.
very transparent, and I think a lot of our listeners will appreciate that,
No
because
problem.
we're not going to pretend that everything's on the up and up all the time. I
Yeah.
refuse to believe that.
Yeah. I
Um,
will just say I think that this transition season is a little bit more valuable than any other one. After my sister passed away, but this one I guess it's gonna make me a lot stronger because this is the most difficult one I have ever been through. Like even um being unemployed during the pandemic, that was tough, but I got through it. But this one just seems like it's just been so many ups and downs. This whole year has been crazy, like ups and downs, like from the beginning of the year, walking away from a situation, and then just like coming where I am now. It's just been ups and downs. That's why I really enjoyed my birthday
Yeah.
in June because y'all planned that, but it was just so nice of y'all to like. I feel like that's one of my best parties that I birthday celebrations that I've ever had, and I
Good.
had y'all to depend on or to lean on, and y'all
Yeah.
were ready to kick it with me, and
Yeah.
that's why I know I have good friends. I have great friends, and I told Haley that like a lot of the things that I felt like I was lacking, I don't feel that way when I'm with y'all. Like I have friends. I have friends that love me and support me.
We got
So
your back, girl. We got
yeah.
your back. And I think everybody's going through their own shit.
Yeah, yeah. And I can respect that, you
Yeah.
know?
But we got your back. And I feel like we all feel like we can feel supported if we needed that support. You know,
Mhm.
whenever it's the next person's turn to go through a transition that requires a different kind of support, I think that's available. And I commend you on navigating this
Thank
period of
you.
life. I still look up to you nonetheless, and I
Oh.
appreciate all the work that you
I
put
look
in
up to you
to
too.
our
You
podcast.
mommy, and I be looking at D like, "Oh, mommy."
Listen,
Like I really listen to you like how you parent your children. Cuz it's
it's
not traditional. It's not
no,
like
it's
you
not.
talk to them like they're people. You don't talk to them like they're a child. And I feel like that language kind of or that tone of voice kind of
Yeah,
I don't know. Y'all have a good relationship. I don't know what
yeah.
I'm trying to say,
I
but
try to,
I just
yeah.
drank some champagne.
I try to love on them how I try to meet them where they're at.
Yeah.
I try to meet them where they're at, and I just want them to feel safe, not to imply that I didn't feel safe with my parents. I've always felt safe and protected,
Mhm.
but I want them to also feel comfortable because I think
Yeah.
comfortability and safe go hand in hand.
Yeah, yeah.
So I want them, and I know they don't tell me everything
Right.
despite my efforts,
Yeah.
but
But they tell you a lot.
uh,
Like y'all they be right under you, but
yeah,
they're mature girls.
those are my boop
They're good
boops,
girls.
my pride and joy, as I was saying earlier today. So thank you, listeners, for participating and listening to our segment. We're going to close out this episode with just some few intentions for the week, the upcoming week. I guess I'll start it
Yeah,
off.
you go first.
I want to be intentional about my work this week. Um, I just want to have a performance evaluation coming up on
Ooh,
Monday.
and I feel like you go ace it. 100.
So
At the least 99.
I want to put together a little deck of everything that I've accomplished between joining the company up until now.
Mm-hmm.
So my intention is to create this deck. They did not ask me to do this. This is my own accord. So
Okay.
I'm adding extra work onto myself, but that's just how I do, apparently. So hopefully I don't overwork myself trying to do too much, but I just want to make sure I lay out everything in the best way I know how.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna be intentional about that because because I think one of the things with the job I have now versus the job I had before was I didn't illustrate the value I brought to that company enough.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I want to grow from that experience by demonstrating that now.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's demonstrating the value with dollar signs and equating how much money these actions bring the company, or if it's demonstrating just different different metrics in other areas, I'm gonna figure it out. But that's my intention. Work is gonna be my intention this week, and just catching up on different items. Lord, I've had some. I don't want to talk about work on this episode, but like my inbox has a lot of emails, and that makes me anxious. So if I can get rid of a lot of junk mail, that'd be great. So I can clear my inbox and clear my mind. But
Okay.
yeah, that's my intention this week because it's been a long time since I've had to be evaluated about something. So
Mm,
this is it's probably not as big a deal as I'm making it because I overthink, but
you'll
we'll
do
see.
fine.
I'm trying to get paid like you. Like you said, like I'm not trying to hustle all the time. Like I'm
Yeah.
literally thinking about becoming a stripper part time.
Well, at least do it on OnlyFans.
I'm about to ask my cousin to put me on a humidor. You know my cousin, she worked there.
Does she? Okay. They have a VIP, like a stripping room or something?
No, that's one
Oh.
option. The other
Oh.
option might be to be like a bottle
A bottle
girl.
girl.
If I
Yeah.
don't get a sugar daddy, I need more money.
I
We have expensive habits,
know.
friend. I
Girl.
spent $100 that night we went to happy hour. I had no business spending
I
that.
I I dial back.
I
Had I
know.
gotten a
And
drink,
you warned me. You was like, friend, this is expensive. And I'm like, give me 16 oysters. We
um,
win.
well, my intentions, I don't know. I just want to be happy.
Okay.
I really, I ain't even thought about next week.
Okay.
Do some laundry. That's what I wanted to do today. I'm gonna finish rewatching the Megan Thee Stallion documentary,
Okay.
and then yeah, I I'm I'm chilling, but I do get productive during the week, like just applying for more jobs when I go to these coffee shops and
Mm-hmm.
interviews and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's where my life is right now.
Okay. Shout out.
Yeah. Well, sippers, I hope you enjoyed this episode. My knee hurts. But if you would like to be a guest on the Tea and Champagne podcast, email us at teaandchampagnepod@gmail.com or DM us or DM us on our Instagram at Tea and Champagne Pod.
Mm-hmm.
Again, thank you guys who all nominated us for best podcast for a second time in a row. We ask that you just vote for us again. Thank you, BC, for having us again.
Thank you.
And look out for us on November the 16th at the Bound. What is the name of the event?
I think it's called Who is Era?
Who is Era Part 2?
Yes, part two.
I was gonna say the Balance Era Part 2. But look out for us on the
On the 16th,
look out
Saturday.
for us November 16th
Yes.
at Who is Era
Part two.
Part 2 event
At
at the
Bohemian
Bohemian
Village.
Village. Yes. So yeah, that concludes that episode. Bye
Bye,
sippers.
sippers. Thank you guys.